Hello, this is Tim, and it is Sunday, May 29th, 2022. And I just wanted to make this quick little video about time and space being malleable or changeable, at least from the subjective experience of time. And last week, I thought we were ready to dive into the conscious entanglement, and I had forgotten about time. So that's what this is. And the little blog post is a quick little read. So, anyway, time is really kind of this interesting little mental concept. We usually note time as day, hours, minutes, seconds, and but it hasn't always been that way. And our current sense of time is really now digitized with numbers, and that's a relatively new phenomenon that has happened in my lifetime. When I was a kid, we learned to tell time on the face of a clock, and so without that face, at least for me, I have to do a little bit of math every time I look at a watch or some digital device and go, okay, what is 30 minutes from now? Okay, it's 9:50, so 30 minutes is going to be 10:20. And back when I was taught to read time, you just look at the face, and it's you go halfway around the face of it, and you got 30 minutes. And so anyway, I think some of this is kind of interesting. So I'd encourage you to read through the blog. Read through my little blog post. And this here, normally we think of time as moving from left to right. And it's A, B, C, D. And it's a series of events and stuff like that. And that's how we normally look at an experience, from the beginning to the end, from point A to point B. But I just wanted to give you this little graphic visual here. So this is how we usually think about time in all our daily events and stuff. But we can also experience time as if we turn this 90 degrees, okay, it collapses time. And so we see time, and the linearity or the sequence is collapsed into a single point. So it's sort of like dreaming, in that when you dream or imagine things, we in our minds can, in our consciousness, can see a whole event just collapse, and it seemingly is just like within seconds we understand or have an insight of perhaps a very complex idea or a thought or something like that, or even a memory. And so we can move forward in time, or we can move backward in time. And in my mental health experience, I would run across folks that would have PTSD from some trauma or something like that. And eventually I became very mindful of not triggering people, because I found it's really easy to get people to go back in time and remember and experience something again. So hopefully this is a very innocuous kind of idea. So let's say we're sitting here together, and I go, well, remember your grandmother's house? Remember being there, and you could smell her fresh baked cinnamon rolls? And just close your eyes and think about that. And people, you can, and myself, I distinctly remember sitting in my grandmother's kitchen. I can smell the coffee, I can smell the bacon, and the cinnamon rolls, and through the sense of smell, you can zoom right back to that experience. And so people with trauma and stuff like that, a lot of times they get triggered by some event or some sound or some smell, and it will take them right back to that. On the other end, we can, moving forward, we can certainly imagine something different and quickly in this kind of compressed thing, um, compressed view, this 90-degree view, we can, pretty much flesh out. It's like an insight or a revelation or a download or something like that. Yeah, people have all kinds of words for it, but it's essentially being able to compress that linearity into an experience that happens seemingly all at once. So this little toilet paper roll is quite a useful tool. In Again, years ago, I came across this idea of moving this toilet roll like this. And I was first introduced to it by Stanislav Grof, and he was a guy. I came across his book, Realms of the Human Unconscious. And if you don't know who Stanislav Grof is, he's a very interesting guy. He was the medical student back in Prague, Czechoslovakia, I believe, and he was the guy getting LSD from Albert Hofmann in Switzerland, and he was doing research about the potential for LSD as therapy for people in psychiatric hospitals and stuff anyway. And if I remember correctly, he came to the States in the 70s or 80s, and anyway brought all this this research or these records from Eastern Europe to the United States. And anyway, I thought that was fascinating as far as as just realms of our human experience, and I think it's an interesting concept when we look at things such as trauma, and I think it's also therefore also interesting to look at these kind of, what he called them was condensed experiences. Instead of the experience expanded linearly out, you just turn it around and it compresses everything. So that's perhaps a little brief sidebar there. But hey, it is the holiday, at least here in the United States. So have a great weekend. A lot of people have Monday off, so enjoy this next week. Thanks. Bye.